Next up, Shelia Lintout. Shelia!
Thank you, Billy, for that very accurate description of childbirth. So, I don't know if you could tell by looking at me, but I'm somewhat overweight. And honestly, it's something I've worked on my whole life, and it's really worse than ever. I mean, I have tattoos I haven't seen since the 90s. I should post a reward, like Lost, dolphin tattoo, last seen in the northeastern vicinity of the pubic triangle, heading south, right? But honestly, I don't really care anymore. I've sort of come to terms with it. I mean, I know I'm attractive still to the earth. So, thank you. You sticking around? But really, I mean, I've come to really appreciate my body. I love my body. I don't just love my body in the bathtub. I love the functionality of my body. It's done some amazing things, I created 2 human beings in this body, right? So I don't really give a fuck if my muffin top offends thee. I'm not a big fan of the mutton chops, but I deal, But, it's pretty amazing, I think. I mean, from scratch, I made 2 human beings, I mean, what have you made lately, sir? I mean, it probably makes your deck that you built a little less impressive, I think, So, this is rough. Up here, it's hard. Working hard up here. It's supposed to be fun. But I had my kids late, so I'm sort of wedged in between, supposed to be trying to lose the baby weight and packing it on for menopause. But I was really busy in, my teens and 20s and most of my 30s. I was focused on other things, primarily I was concentrating on not getting pregnant. And I was all over that shit, right? I mean, I was on the pill since I was 8. Consistent user of condoms, spermicidal jelly, just in case. And that was just the preamble. Then I'd bring out the big gun. I would delicately and seductively insert a female condom. Now, it seems that perhaps some of you haven't seen or used a female condom, because that's fucking hilarious. There's nothing seductive or delicate about that product or that process. I mean, watching me shove that soggy, hefty bag up and in, it would scare any dick into hiding. So that totally worked, right? But then one day I was all right, now it's time to have children. I would like to have children now. And I put my mind to that, but it turned out that it was much more difficult than I had anticipated. Apparently I have a hostile uterus, which I liken to one of the rest stops on 80 with the big welcome sign. You get off the exit and you drive and you're just get me the fuck out of here, right? You don't even stop. You just keep moving. So I did anything I could to get that sperm to get in there and stay in there and get funky, sticky with the egg, all of the things you do when you're trying to get pregnant, laying on your back with your legs up in the air at the grocery store. So, eventually that worked, right? But I wish that I had known back in the day how difficult it was going to be for me. I would have spent a lot less time and money on birth control and trying not to get pregnant, and a lot more time on booze and tattoos and fucking, right? But it's probably good that my tattoo budget ran out when it did, because it ran out. I was just shy of getting the Jaeger deer tattoo. I really wanted, and that tells you a lot, right, about my younger days. But I really wanted one. I seriously did. And I think maybe now I would regret that. I don't, maybe. I mean, I'm a philosopher, and I just think a Jaeger deer tattoo on a philosopher is just so fucking cliche. Right? But yeah, so I'm a philosopher, and I literally get paid to think, so now y'all at least some of you think I'm smart, which is just what I want and like actually need you to think. Because I think we choose our professions in part to sort of overcompensate for those things we're most insecure about. I mean, at least many of us do. So, you can tell my insecurity. I do need people to think I'm intelligent, so I figured it's like physicist or philosopher. I totally could not be a physicist, so I went into philosophy. But there's a lot of other examples of this, like, bartenders, people who control the flow of alcohol. They're not, as a whole, known for their ability to control the flow of alcohol inward, right? What else? So, have you ever met a prostitute who got into the game because she just loves sex? No. Let's see. Nurses? Any nurses here? No? They can be total bitches. I'm sorry, right? People in my family are nurses, but they're scary when they need to be. They're in the caring profession, but, don't cross them. So, there's lots of examples, I think, that this works for. But there are some exceptions and some cases that are difficult to make. Like, my brother is a toll collector on the New Jersey Turnpike. So, for years, what is he hiding? What is it about? I can't figure, maybe he voted for Chris Christie? Thanks. I was worried about that one. But yeah, and let's just bring this theory home. Comedians, right? People who peddle laughter for a living. It's a sad, sad bunch. Really, I've not been around so many miserable people since I was in Bellevue, right? But I think on the upside, if we pull all of our antidepressants, we could put an end to that blight on the earth that is emo culture, right? But now I feel like that's a downer and I shouldn't leave on such a depressing note. So let me think about something a little bit more uplifting. Maybe I can give you a little life philosophy. So the 19th century German philosopher, Arthur Schopenhauer, Schopenhauer. I think he really summed up the human condition well. He put it like this: human life is a pendulum that swings from pain to boredom. Cheerful shit, right? Seriously, take that, Pharrell Williams. You too, Will Ferrell, with your fucking smile. Come on. Thank you.
Shelia Lintout, everybody!